Thank you for coming back. If you've been here before, thank you for being here. If it's your first time, this is Vanilla Mint. No, this is Cake Batter Chapstick. We're going to do another beauty face-off. This one is episode 13, I believe, and we are going to put... I just woke up like 30 minutes ago, y'all. Excuse me. Who am I kidding? I'm always this way. Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight, and this is what that looks like. I like this palette because of these dark tones and the other tones too. And I do have a playlist for this palette and a playlist for Natasha Denona. We're going to put Mario up against I Need a Nude, and I have a playlist with this as well, and I do have a link and a code for Natasha Denona down below. But these are what they look like together, and from what my eye saw, there were 5 shades that were similar. So we're going to do a 5 shadow look. I know yesterday we did like what, a 4 shadow look? Did we do 5? I don't know. It was with the... I forgot that quick. Okay, because I'm still half asleep. What did we use? It doesn't even matter. No. So these are what we're going to be using. I'm not going to say which is which. Oh, it was Natasha Denona Biba and the Natasha Denona Sculpt palette. That's what we used yesterday. So we put Natasha against herself. I do have brushes out. We have mostly Esom, but I'm gonna go ahead and prime the eye, and then when we come back, we will jump into this look. Prime the eye. Prime the eye. Okay. Prime the eye. Eye of the tiger. Because y'all know how I keep saying I don't like dupes in my collection. I was thinking yesterday, well, actually just now, which is not a good thing, so I'm still half asleep. But what I was thinking about was, actually, I did think about it yesterday, but I didn't have an answer. Because there are similarities in these palettes, would I repurchase both of these? And I just sat here and had that thought again, and the answer was no. I would repurchase I Need a Nude because the PAO was 12 months. This is, no, the PAO was 24 months for Natasha and only 12 for Mario. And what I thought was, if I want a black or a gray, check this out, y'all. I can go into this palette. No, there's not a shimmery gray, but there's this silver, but it's not quite the same shade. But we have a black and we have a gray. So there's the black and there's the gray. We just don't have this shiny shade down here, that shimmer shade down there. And if we wanted a brown, where did I put it? That ain't it. If I wanted a brown, I can go into, now this is all with the I Need a Nude. If we wanted a dark brown, but I do think we're going to do a dark brown today. We can take this one from Sculpt, and there's a black in this one too. So the only thing that we would be missing is a blue. But if we wanted a shimmer blue versus a matte blue, we can just grab this pastel palette. So I would definitely repurchase the Natasha Mini before I repurchase Ethereal Eyes. And also possibly have one for my kit. So let me stop fiddling with that stuff, and we're going to get into the look. I have this on Innerums. I didn't put it on lower lash line because I'm half asleep and my thoughts keep coming and going. So I have a live stream tonight. That's why I'm just trying to get it done. Did I just take, you know what? I was going to put it on. Y'all, welcome to the crazy. I don't know where I put the lid. So I was going to put it on my lower lash line. Let's just go ahead and do it after I put my the foundation and primer on. Fenty Soft Lit Foundation, Fenty Soft Matte Primer, Fenty Brow. That's it. No, Natasha Denona Y10. No. Y'all. Natasha Denona NY11 under my eyes, and Natasha Denona NY12 around my nose area. And I realized I like that shade for there because it serves as a color corrector and a concealer. When I put the NY11 under there yesterday, which was probably a week ago by the time you see this one, it didn't quite cover my mustache area. This really does. And so I will repurchase this again. And I know before I said I probably wouldn't. I probably would not purchase the Y10 because I do like under eye the NY11 better. It's bothering me. I don't know where that cap is. So, excuse me, we're going to get into these looks. So, and my eyes are a little teary, as they usually are when I first wake up. Excuse me. So we're going to take this shade we did prime with the Fenty primer. I don't even know if I said, excuse me, I don't even know if I said that already. I only had a sip of water and a sip of tea. So I don't even know like what's going on with these hiccups. Should I do the intro? Now we're going to take, I remember not to say the shades. I call this a Crazy Troll Nation. You already caught a glimpse of why I call it that. This one is definitely more sparkly, and these are different colors. I call this the Crazy Troll Nation. A crazy knowing it's okay to be your authentic self. And if you're scattered like me at times, it's okay. It's part of who you are. And I leave it in the video because it's just how I am sometimes. And so I'm not going to portray myself as something or someone else. And that's what I would love for you all not to do. Just be yourself. Try not to portray yourself as something or somebody else that you're not. Excuse me. The troll part is not... I thought I had the colors mixed up, and I do not. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You will hear you must use this brand, this tool, this technique. I did not tap off this time. And I'm telling you that you don't have to. Try all the things if you want to, but you don't have to. Settle upon what you like best for you. And if they want to call us a trolls, because if they want to call us a troll because we just do our own thing, so be it, because we love us. The bottom line here is self-acceptance and self-love. Embracing your natural features, excuse me, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. That's what we stand for here. I hope that resonates with you. What else? You already know about my throat. There's an organism that lives in there that randomly hiccups, gurgles, and belches. And I do curse sometimes because I do curse sometimes. So that's everything about the motto and everything about me. And both of these palettes are easy to use. Like this is just ridiculously easy. Each brush has its own shadow. Each shadow has its own brush, I meant to say. So we're going back to this center shade and just putting a little bit more further over, so they'll be somewhat the same stopping point between both sides. Did the minimal to our brows again today, and I do like them. And then I watch this back and be like, girl, your brows is jacked up. Do y'all ever do that? If y'all do content, or even if you just do videos and you just run around town, do you see yourself in the mirror and you're like, you know what, this looks good, and then you get to where you're going and you're like, ugh. Like, you know what I mean? So let me know that, because there were times I'm like, oh, my brows look decent today, and then I went out and I'm like, nah, this ain't it, boo-boo kitty troll child. And so I'm just wondering, like, is it just me? Or does it happen to y'all too? Where you'll do your makeup and be like, yeah, this is bomb. And you look in your rearview mirror in the car at the gas station and you be like, but you know what, still rock it. And you don't wear it out the house, rock it. Because the thing is, if you wear anything with confidence, it's going to look nice. Because it's the confidence that's going to shine through versus whatever you're wearing. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, just wear what you want to and just rock it. I didn't mean to come down here this far, but since we did not powder down, we can put more concealer like we did for the previous look. I have a few flecks over here of fallout and a few over here from one of those first two shades, but it's not bad. It's not a lot. And for me, say it with me if you've been here, the tacky primer is what? It's a tacky primer. So y'all saw how the shadows did just stick. There was no problems. Yeah, so we're feathering up lightly up here. I do have a shade we're going to put under our brow bone. I wrote for transition, but it's really going to be under the brow bone because I take my lid shades up so high. And I remember when I didn't take them up high. I remember when I first started my makeup journey, I was just putting shadow on my lid shade on the mobile lid, which is just here, which means I had all of this area for transition. And I realized I didn't like it because it's too much area. And for my brow bone shade, I was using a shimmer, and it just made it, like how these shimmers now makes it look like my puff area is protruding. That's how it looked. And I realized that I didn't like that. So then I started taking my lid shades up into the transition area. And I really like that. But then I do also like it when I don't take them as high up and I do have a transition shade. And then I may or may not do a brow bone shade. And I think it just depends on, going back to the previous brush over here. Sometimes it depends on my mood, because sometimes I do like the shades all the way up, and then sometimes I do like to have them not as high, still into the transition area, like to here, like just so you can like catch a glimpse, but not all the way up to here, and then have the actual transition shade and a brow bone shade. And so, but I like them both. I'm looking at the shapes, and this one has that nice point that I like, and this one does not, which is typical. And I know it's the way I'm like pressing the brush. And so now that I did that, it is coming out, and they look the same. I need to remember to do that intentionally, because it's unintentional. Then I don't have to, but then I go back and try and fix it. So my throat doesn't want to wake up yet. I feel like I'm sounding a little bit froggy. I'm trying to do like I did in the previous beauty face off, because I really like that shape, y'all. I really did. So for transition, those were all Esom brushes. These are Sigma that we're using. I have an itch on my nose for our transition shade. And yeah, so we're going to put this shade, which is almost a there, not there. And I am letting it overlap, as you see, with that brown on the outer corner. And then we're going to do one of these things that Bestie does, which sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. So this is a little light for me, this shade up here in that wide of a space. And that's what I was saying before. But you know, I think it works though. But imagine this a little bit lighter, taking up more of this area. It would just make it look bigger, because light colors make things look bigger. It makes it protrude. Darker colors take things back. It recesses it and makes it look a little bit darker. So it makes it have a shadow. That's what the word that I'm looking for. So where in here? Wait a minute. I know I could read. I've been reading this entire time. Why? I was looking at the the placement color for the lower lash line when I looked for this shade over here, and then I confused myself, as you saw. And I leave stuff like that in the video too, because it's just how I am sometimes. So like when you see me here, this is me. The coolest thing, when I met Lynette, of course we took a picture for the gram back when I was on my makeup Instagram. This was maybe a year ago, maybe longer for all I know now, because time has just been going back to this previous brush that had this brow bone shade. And so her caption was, she wrote something like, Dion is just as cool in person as she is in her videos. Like, she's the same person. And she was too. And that was really like, wow, for me, because sometimes we do actually meet people that we see from social media, and they're a little different. And it's just like, okay, never mind. And that stuck with me, because I know I am who I am, but y'all don't know that. And so to meet somebody from YouTube and they say that, it's just like, okay. But yeah, she is cool as hell, y'all, and I do miss her. Once in a while I do check on her. So now we're going to take this shade and we're going to put this lower lash line. And I do think, oh, I almost brushed my inner rim. This would not be good if it went into my eye. And I know we're putting a shimmer shade under here. Sometimes I do that. But with the liner that we had down there already, I like how you can still see the darkness of the liner, particularly, girl, over here. And then you see this shimmer, and I'm going to bring it down a little bit far. And we're not going to use foundation to clean this up over here, because why? Oh, when I was doing the brow bone shade and wrapping it under here, it did kind of clean up how it was a little hooked down here. So we're just going to leave that like that. And so we're going to put a little bit more over here, which could be hazardous to my eye health. But so that eye is done. So now we're going to take this shade. So yeah, I would, if it was a thought, why does this look like it's hard panning? The hell? If I had to pick one to repurchase, it would be the Natasha one, but then it's not quite my color story. It's just nice to have something a little different. This shadow is hard panning. Like, what the hell? This is not, I mean, it is still coming up. I'm gonna have to use it not with this brush. I'm gonna have to use it with the shader brush and put it on my lid and see how it's performing. And it is wet under here because this eye is tearing. These shades are different. This has a golden tint to it, it looks like, and this one has a silver tint to it. It looks like in person anyway. Yeah, that shadow ain't looking too nice. I'll show you when I do the reveal. So if you click to leave a comment, on the right side there's like a little clock. If you click that, that'll timestamp the time in the video that you're leaving your comment. So if you think you already know what side is what, go ahead and put that down below. Put it down below. This is the foundation. We're just going to clean up the little bit of fallout that we have. And it's not a lot, so I could have done my face first. But I think I'm in a habit now of not doing my face first. And also not mixing the primer with the foundation, because I put on the primer and then I put on the concealers. And so that means doing the primers, the foundation separate. And I don't really like that, because when I mix it, I use 2 pumps of primer, 2 pumps of foundation, period. With the Fenty Soft Matte Primer, I have to use 4 pumps to get my face done. And I'm still just using 2 pumps of the Soft Lit Foundation. But when I was doing, even with the Milk Primer, it was just the 2 pumps of that and then the 2 pumps of the Soft Lit. And I think because, damn, what is my thought? I think because we're going to put Contemplative State on our upper lash line just to break up some of the darkness. I do like this look because it is a little bit smoky. I do like that. This eye feels like it's tearing over here. I'm only keeping this in because I'm trying to tell a story. When I look back at the colors, I would have to determine, like, do I like this enough to have it? Now, keep in mind that PAO is 24 months, and so I will have this at least 2 years. I do like the look that I've done with it, and it's not limited edition. So if I did like this enough to be like, yeah, it will still be available. This is wet over here. I would be able to buy it, whereas I don't know how long the Mario ones would be good. Who sent me? No, for some reason. Oh, I was watching Bestie's most recent collection episode for eyeshadows, and she was showing the Makeup by Mario, not the Moonlight one, but one of the other ones. And I said, you know what? Since I really do like the formula of this one that I have, let me look on his website at his previous palettes. Yo, some of them reviews was not good. And I'm like, let me get out of here. And I had forgot that I had 4 of his quads, because they were on sale for like $25, I think, for all 4 of them. But then I ended up getting rid of them, and because they were so cheap because of the sale, I have bought 2 sets, and 1 set I used for a giveaway, and meanwhile using the ones I bought for me, I didn't really like them, so I ended up selling them on Mercari. So I'm like, you know what, did I just drop something? My elbow hit something. So I thought, I like that, and so I thought, let me not even concern myself with his previous palettes, because maybe that's the formula of those quads that I didn't like. This eye is teary under here, feels wet. So we're going to edit out finishing the face. We're going to do a sensible lip, a very sensible lip. Let me get the glare off for you. Where is the shade? This is from City Lips. Okay, there you go. That's the shade. It is a nude on me. This one is Crimson. It is a plumping gloss. I don't use it for plumping. I am in their partnership program. I do have a code down below for them. I do recommend these though. I have a video on them. They do plump. It doesn't burn. That's what I like about it. And I like the fullness of my lips, but how you see lines in my lips right now, when I put that on after a few minutes, you don't see the lines in my lips. And so it really does plump without looking like you have duck lips or something that I know some of the cool kids are going for these days. So we're going to edit out, finishing the rest of the face. We're going to come back and we will be done. This is the finished look, and this is this lip gloss, and this one does say it is opaque cool tone deep rose. Y'all, yeah, I did a sensible lip. I know. Who am I? I'm sleepy. That's who I am. This eye still feels like it is tearing, but this is our finished look. Let me know, timestamp it below. Let me know if you know what side is what side. So this is your final chance. And I do think Contemplative State was a good idea for upper lash line. I like how it blends into my complexion over here, but you can tell that it is something there. So yeah, make sure you put below, timestamp it, y'all. I want to see if y'all right. So this eye, we have one, I Need a Nude. That's this eye. Y'all, these are close. These are super close. Keep in mind there's only 5 shades out of the entire palette though. But if you just wanted a particular look, and this is Makeup by Mario, Ethereal Eyes Moonlight over here. Because I've heard some people say with this palette, they don't use dark shades. They would never use the blue, the black, or the gray. And I'm like, just use it for eyeliner if you don't want to. But if you're that person that will not use a deep blue, a black, or a gray, this look is for you with this palette. And you could just use one of these for liner if you want to, or just not at all. But yeah, super close. If you have I Need a Nude, but you're missing the deeper tones, and you have the minis that I showed you, you can just grab that real quick and use it. But if you want an all-in-one palette, this look plus having the option for deeper shades, and we did use that brown. Did we use this brown? Yeah, we did use this brown for the outer corner. And so let me know if y'all were correct. So I'm gonna do my screenshot. Thank you. I'm feeling both of these looks, and this palette surprised me in the sense that even though it's not like this is my smoky vibe. It's not grungy, it's not, you know, messy grunge, it's not vampy, but it's a pretty look, and y'all saw how easy it was using both of these palettes and very minimal fallout. So thank you for being here. Stuff is popping up over here for you to watch. Hang tight, stick around, click on some more of my videos if you have time, and as always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.